Imagine this: 3 different generations, 3 different lifetimes, and 3 different sets of financial advice. Yet they all fell into the same trap. Your grandmother was told to save money in the bank. Your mother was told to buy a house. You are told to invest in markets or the next shiny thing. All of it sounded safe. All of it sounded smart. And all of it was a carefully packaged illusion. Welcome to Paper Empire's history. Today, we tell the story of how the financial system tricked every generation with a different lie and how you can break this cycle. Let's start with your grandparents' era, a time when saving money in the bank was considered the ultimate virtue. Tucking away a portion of your paycheck, keeping it safe in a savings account, and trusting it would be worth something when you retired was a moral duty. Governments encouraged it, banks advertised it. But what happened when inflation hit in the 1970s? Ordinary savers watched helplessly as their nest eggs evaporated. In the UK, the pound lost half its purchasing power in just a decade. In Italy, the lira became a joke. Families who thought they were secure learned a hard lesson. Money sitting in a bank was not wealth. It was a melting ice cube. Your grandparents weren't reckless. They did exactly what they were told. But the system was designed so that their safe path wasn't safe at all. Then came your parents' generation, and the story shifted. After the devastation of inflation, the new wisdom was, buy a house. Real estate never loses value, they were told. It always goes up. For decades, a house was marketed not just as a home, but as an investment. The problem is, a primary residence is not an asset in the wealth-building sense. It doesn't generate income. It drains money every month through mortgages, taxes, maintenance, and renovations. It is forced savings, and worse, it ties you to massive debt. In the early 2000s, the property boom in Spain felt like a golden ticket. Then came the 2008 crash. Millions of homes plummeted in value, leaving families underwater, owing more than their homes were worth. In Ireland, neighborhoods turned into ghost towns. Your parents weren't reckless either. They followed the rules. But they learned too late that the rules were designed to keep them in debt.
What about you? The advice has changed again. You are told not to save in banks, not to just sit on a house. The message is, invest. Get into the market. The market always goes up, does it? Now it is your generation's turn. You've been told saving is pointless because interest rates are low and inflation eats cash. The new gospel is investing. Stocks, funds, crypto, NFTs. Social media shouts, don't let your money sit idle. Put it to work. And people pile in. Some throw their savings at meme stocks. Others gamble on crypto, convinced digital coins are the future of money. A handful of early movers made fortunes, but the majority didn't. The majority did exactly what their grandparents and parents did. They walked into a game where the house already knew how to win. The numbers prove it. During the 2022 crypto crash, over $2 trillion in paper wealth was wiped out in months. Millions of small investors who thought they were building freedom saw their portfolios cut in half. Even in disciplined pension systems like the Netherlands, promises couldn't be kept. Across the globe, young investors repeated the same pattern. They followed the rules of the day, and the system shifted under their feet.
And here is where the sting lies. Because the system doesn't change in its essence, it only changes its packaging. 3 different strategies: save, buy, invest. One identical outcome. Wealth flows to the top of the pyramid. Losses fall on ordinary families. Look at the mechanics. Inflation is the first trap. It silently siphons value from wages and savings. Bubbles are the second trap. Housing, tech, crypto. They inflate fast, suck people in, and collapse. Debt is the third trap, locking people into obligations they can't escape. These 3 forces guarantee that wealth is pumped from the bottom to the top. History rhymes with brutal clarity here. In ancient Rome, emperors debased the silver denarius. In Weimar Germany, savings accounts were obliterated by hyperinflation, but those who owned factories or gold survived. In the Greek crisis, pensioners' benefits were cut, but foreign creditors got paid. The playbook never changes. Erode, inflate, crash, extract. But here is the part nobody tells you. Not everyone lost. In every gold rush, the miners went broke, but the merchants selling shovels, picks, and jeans got rich. Levi Strauss built an empire selling denim to broke prospectors. In every inflation, those who owned productive assets held their value, while cash savers lost. In every housing crash, those who bought distressed properties cheap won. The real lesson is this: the majority chases promises of easy security. The minority builds real, enduring value. This means rethinking what you call an asset. A house isn't an asset if it doesn't generate income. A savings account eaten by inflation isn't wealth. A retirement fund tied to speculative bets you don't control isn't security. Real wealth is found in things that hold or produce value over time. Skills that can't be inflated away. Businesses that provide essentials. Assets that generate cash flow even in a crisis. It isn't glamorous. It isn't hype. but it is the difference between the miner who lost it all and the merchant who sold shovels for generations. Don't let inflation defeat your grandmother, the housing bubble defeat your mother, or speculation defeat you. Stop assuming the system is designed for you to win. It isn't. And that realization is liberating. Once you see the illusion, you stop playing the wrong game. Stop being fuel for someone else's fortune. Start writing your own rules. If what I shared today helped you see the world from a different perspective, don't forget to subscribe, because history always has an answer. You just need to look from the right angle.